The FBI has declared the perpetrator accused of a deadly New Orleans terrorist attack acted alone. Shamsud Din Jabbar drove a vehicle into a crowd on New Year's Day, killing at least 14 people and injuring 30 others. Joining me live is former Secret Service agent Paul Eckloff. Paul, thanks so much for your time. Look, before the terror attack, we now know Jabbar was posting videos to social media talking about a potential attack, pledging allegiance to ISIS. Why weren't intelligence authorities able to prevent this from happening?
That's an excellent question. And as we look at ISIS-inspired attacks throughout the Western world, people need to realize that ISIS isn't necessarily a specific geographical region. It is an ideology, and a dangerous one that seeks to destroy the West. In this case, he posted 3 videos the night before the attack and potentially pledged allegiance to ISIS as early as last summer. The government, law enforcement, and intelligence agencies need access to data and analytics to join these links, these non-obvious connections. But the people around them really need to speak up. With the number of people radicalized every day online and the potential for these attacks, this is something that people throughout the Western world need to be more aware of and take attention to.
Is this an intelligence failure?
I don't believe this is an intelligence failure, because in a free society, you simply cannot surveil every member that expresses free speech or exists in society, especially a former Army soldier. Both of the attacks on the first were done by one a current Army member and one a former Army member. It's troubling. Most people in these instances exhibit some signs of mental illness, reintegration issues, radicalization, just as Australia saw in 2017 with 2 vehicle-borne attacks in Melbourne. These things will become more common. These low-tech terrorist attacks, domestic or foreign-inspired terrorist attacks, are going to be more common because of the low barrier to entry and the huge impact you can have at a very low cost.
We're learning more about the man believed to be responsible for the Tesla Cybertruck explosion at the front of a Trump hotel in Las Vegas, 37-year-old Matthew Livensberger. This guy is an elite Green Beret soldier. Now, we also know that what was in the Cybertruck at the time was fairly rudimentary explosive devices. It was kind of consumer-grade fireworks, gas canisters as well. But I assume that being a Green Beret soldier, you have extensive knowledge about how to construct IEDs and explosive devices and things like that. And you may have heard our analysis on the program earlier, who was speculating that this feels like a protest as well. Do you have any thoughts about that?
As I examined both of the attacks, and as the government intelligence is trying to link the two, they appear to have entirely different motivations. And I may and often am proven wrong after the facts come out. But as I look at some information that's been revealed in the press about this individual in Las Vegas, it looked as if he was having personal issues, perhaps some issues in his marriage. And by packing this fuel, the explosives, and the camping materials alongside essentially commercial-grade fireworks, it appears that he wanted a very splashy display. He committed suicide with a gunshot to his head about 15 seconds before he detonated the bomb, so he did want to make a splash. We don't even know that he had a grievance against President Trump or Elon Musk by renting the truck, but he knew he would obtain press, and he wanted this seen worldwide.
Paul Eckloff, really appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you, sir.